Hell figure, nigga. Okay, Boss Hog tapping in, and the California road trip continues. But I am going to pump the brakes on my personal journey to talk about the tragic death of Takeoff of the Migos. Takeoff. Killed in Houston, Texas. Folks, I do not have all the details, but I felt it was my duty as an older man, a media person, to at least try and speak on how to move forward. How to move forward. Things are heightened by way of social media. Things are exploited. People are quick to formulate opinions, and that's a good thing sometimes when you have opinions. And I like the fact that so many young people today have platforms where they can exchange information, and they don't just have to accept the dominant society and the propaganda that goes along with, today's dominant genre and or culture. Okay, so I just want to say that first and foremost. Never met Takeoff, never met any of the Migos, so I do not have personal experience or connection to them. I do not. I am going to be objective. I am going to be objective because we see so many tragic endings with regards to young people today. But at the same time, you had young people throughout history that died. Tragic deaths. Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, and a host of others, actors and actresses. But right now, it would appear that young black people are killing young black people in record numbers. It would appear to be that. So again, as an older man and someone who's respected in the field of media, I at least want to lend my voice and my opinion. But now keep in mind, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has got one. I say again, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. So now, I am sitting here in front of the Harry R. Wellman building, or Harry R. Wellman Hall. I'm at the University of California in Berkeley, California, to be precise. This is one of the stops I had to make for my own personal research, and so that I could have an understanding, or somewhat of an understanding, of the surroundings and the multiple protests that have gone on here going back to the 60s. There's a very famous documentary that you may or may not have seen called Berkeley in the 60s. This is a place where the young people have always stood up, whether you agree with them or not, radicals of sorts. I had to come here and see this place with my own eyes. I've actually been here for close to 2 hours. I went inside a few of the buildings, and I'm now back in the RV, and I wanted to, do a vlog, so to speak. So let me go back to Takeoff, and then I want to talk about where I've been for the last 24 hours. And please do not let me forget to put some respect on Earl Stevens. Met him back in early 2001, I think it was, out of Vallejo. Yeah, I went through Vallejo to put some respect on that man's name. Yes, I did. But give me a second. Let me focus on Takeoff. Aside from the projects that he and his, and correct me if I say something wrong, Takeoff was the youngest of the three. I think Quavo was his uncle and Offset is his cousin. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was the youngest of the three. In no way, shape, or form do I want to clown how he died, but man, it's just, when you reach a certain status and level, yes, you can be young and have fun, and he was only 28 years of age, to my knowledge, but you have to pay attention to your surroundings. Condolences to his family, and I'm sure millions of his fans are mourning right now. But again, I have to lend my voice, and you have to be careful of your surroundings. Let me say this for those of you who are new to my platform, or you've just stumbled upon me, Troy Terrain, aka Star and Buckwild, Star Chamber, Star Report. I does this. I've been doing road trips going back to the 90s, so a lot of these places that I speak about, I've been there. Thus the reason why I want to talk about Houston, Texas, and I'm just going to take a wild guess. I don't know. I've always known those guys, and I've spent some time there, to be very calculated in the way they move, and the fact that they don't just pop off that fast because of their history with the police and the sheriffs and the deputies. If you're from Houston, correct me if I'm wrong. You see, Jay Prince is one of many people that move the way he moves, very calculated and methodical. He's a slow speaker, chooses his words carefully. He's one of thousands who move like that. He's not the only one. So they're not that quick to pop off. I don't know exactly what happened. You guys would know better than me. Again, I haven't had too much time to do research. But over a dice game, and reports are saying Quavo is losing. I don't know if somebody from Houston just started shooting the place up because some niggas from Atlanta start bucking and clucking. Some reports are saying that part of the Migos team started shooting. I would assume that to be true, to be honest with you. And pardon me for taking the long way around, but I just wanted to try and prove a point that even the younger generation of people in Houston, Texas, they know from the older ones, don't just pop off and start shooting the goddamn place up, because you will bring heat and pressure to everybody. It would be very sad if somebody from the Migos camp accidentally shot and killed Takeoff. That would be sad, but again, I don't have the knowledge, but I'm just talking about what I know by way of those places that I have been to personally. I had to get a real understanding of my surroundings when I was traveling with Virgin Records. I just couldn't go into Orlando, Florida on some turn up shit back in 1990, drinking and talking that old, North shit. They weren't trying to hear that. There was a guy who owned Orlando. For those of you who know your hip hop, Miami, bass, and bass history. You had to put some respect on DJ Magic Mike's name out of Orlando, or you could catch a bad one. DJ Magic Mike, he was one of the first artists out of Orlando in the world of hip-hop and rap music to go platinum. I know I'm going back. I'm rambling. Give me a second. You have to move different, shooting dice. Listen, I'm not going to condemn those guys for being young and having fun, but shooting dice, come on. How many racks was Quavo down to the point where them niggas started, woofing and barking in Houston? You're in Houston. Those niggas are different down there. Different. Not more vicious, not more gangster than Philly niggas, Detroit niggas. They're just different. They wait for you to set it. And then, from my experience, they finish what you started. Salute to an old associate of mine named Mel Smith. For those of you who know your hip-hop record label history, Mel Smith and I worked together Wow, it's Sam Goody back in the 80s. Mel went on to be a powerhouse, and he still is, at Bad Boy Records. He then helped Jay Prince set up Rap-A-Lot Records. Mel moved down there into Houston. He and I used to talk from time to time. And I'm just trying to give you some context. What happened to Takeoff was tragic and sad. I've got nothing sideways to say about Quavo. Again, I think he was Takeoff's uncle. He's going to be hurting for the rest of his life. I can't even imagine that type of pain he's going to be dealing with. Condolences again. But for the rest of you, again, let me try to talk about moving forward. When you reach a certain level, a certain status, you've got to not only think and understand your surroundings, but you have to tell your crew and your team, hey, don't just pop off. If somebody starts throwing shit, woofing and barking, sometimes you have to take the L. Not because you're scared, but because you don't want shit to go left and then people get shot. You know, listen, rap music is fucking violent. It's fucking violent. It's fucking violent. It's profitable, but it's violent. It's dangerous. It's fucking violent. Let me go back for a second because I don't want to forget something that has been of personal importance to me over the decades. Earl Stevens, a.k.a. E40, salute my nigga, came on the Star and Buck Wild show. I think it was either 2000 or 2001. Really cool, calm guy, a boss, a baller, a shot caller. He was drinking a bottle of wine at fucking 8:30 in the morning. He reps Vallejo. Now, he hasn't lived there, to my knowledge, in years, but I had to go and just put some respect on my, during my travels, pardon me, on Vallejo. I went to Magazine Street. If you know Vallejo, California, goddamn it, it's nothing special, but that's where E40's from, huh? Sprinkle Me, one of my favorite fucking jams. And let me just say again, man, one of the best to come out of the West. Baller, shot caller. I had to just go, sit and have a cup of coffee in Vallejo, just to say, hey, man, I've been to the home of E40. Now, for those of you who know your hip hop history, E40 gave Biggie, Notorious B.I.G., a pass. Oh my goodness. Cut him some slack. Some niggas in Sacramento were gonna pop Biggie's fucking top. I forget the year. You guys can Google this. I'm just going off of memory. Biggie said some slick shit in a fucking, it was either an interview or a magazine up in Canada, if memory serves me correctly, right? And he dissed E40. So some Sacramento niggas reached out to Bad Boy and then booked Biggie for what he thought was a concert in Sacramento. Troll babies, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just, I'm on that caffeine. I'm sitting here at the University of California, and I just feel like rambling. So, Biggie and a couple of other guys, whoever, tour manager, I don't know, who gives a fuck. They go to Sacramento. There is no concert. They just paid the nigga to come out there thinking he was going to get a bag. They surround him. I think they put the shotty to his stomach. Had him copping please. Oh, he was copping please. Don't think he wasn't, because them niggas in Sacramento, they're very different too. I went to Sacramento for the first time yesterday. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, E40 is such a real nigga. He picked up his phone. Now he says he wasn't part of it, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. The Sacramento niggas, when they surrounded Biggie, called E40. They had a conversation, and he gave Biggie a pass. What year was that, Troll Babies? I forget. But from that day on, you never heard Biggie or anybody from Bad Boy say another sideways word about E40. Gave his ass a pass and let him know you can be touched, nigga. You can be touched. So yeah, I had to go put some respect on E40's name, man. Vallejo. There's nothing there, you know, but it was good for me to at least see it. I drove by his old house. I'm not going to put his old house in my footage, but I have some videos coming up when I find the time to, you know, post them. And you'll see some of my travels, all right? What else? Oh! I'm going to come back to Takeoff. Give me a minute. I just want to talk about Sacramento. I went to Folsom State Prison. You guys know what that is? Folsom. Don't ask me why I was there, but I was there. Snitch Network business. Oh, I got the video footage. Maximum prison. That's where they send the bad niggas. Oh, that's where they send the niggas that they just can't do nothing with in other parts of California. I was there. Boss Hog was there, goddamn. Folks, it looked and smelled like death. It kind of smells like fucking Beach Channel Drive out there in Far Rockaway, Queens. Oh my God. Oh my God. We've had the conversations before about the fact that there are more black men incarcerated now in America than there were slaves during the peak of slavery in America. Let me say that again. We had this discussion maybe 15 years ago regarding the fact that there are more black men incarcerated now in the prison industrial complex than there were slaves in America during the peak of slavery. So in reality, slavery still exists because it's an even bigger business now. It's an even bigger business, but that's for another conversation that I want to have with you at another point in time. Let's get back to Takeoff. R.I.P. Condolences. Tragic way to go out. Man. At the same time, I have to say, a salute to Drake, Drizzy. Drake lost a Rolex playing dice years ago, didn't he? Was it 2011 or some shit on a bus? Drake took his L and just kept it pushing. What year was that? Anybody know? Drake lost a fucking Rolex watch. Shooting dice with niggas. And he just said, fuck it. I'm going to take this loss. And that's going to be that. I bet you Drake doesn't even shoot dice with niggas anymore. Yeah, niggas. Niggers. I don't know Takeoff's catalog like that. I really don't. So, you know, I don't know if he will be remembered along the lines of a Tupac or somebody. Tupac had a wellspring of knowledge. He was well read. Tupac was a poet. I don't know if Takeoff was anywhere near that type of you know, artist. I saw a small clip with him on the Drink Champs telling Nori he wants his flowers now. And I just said, huh? I didn't hate just to be hating because, I'm the objective hater, never a player hater. I just said, huh? I don't know too much from the Migos other than Bad and Bougie and a couple of other tracks, which I don't remember the names. I mean, if I heard them on the, radio or some shit like that, I guess I would. And people are saying he had a nice personality. Okay, cool. Did he have any social commentary within his music, his life? Did he do anything by way of the community? Did he make an impact as a young person? Did he go beyond the boundaries of just, popping bottles, driving the fly whips, jewelry, and smashing bitches? I don't know. But he said on the Drink Champs, again, that little small clip that I saw, he said he wants his flowers now. And he said, okay. Other stories with regards to how the shooting unraveled and 5 shots let off and some other people were shot at that bowling alley, the dice game. I don't know their names, and folks, I'm not going to try and guess. Again, I'm on a road trip right now, but I wanted to, at least from the perspective of an older man, say, hey, be careful. Try and get an understanding of your surroundings. I think that's one of the most important things I want to convey to you as I sit here. You have to get an understanding of your surroundings. You go to these different cities, these different counties, these different places. Everybody's on that gangster vibe, Everybody's looking to prove a point. Shooting dice. What do you call that shit? The dozens, all that, all that stuff that, people find to be funny in reality can be insulting to some, and shit can go left real fucking fast. Real fast. Hey, thank you for your contributions, your support. Flamethrower, I see you in the live chat. Salute to you, man. Yeah, I heard about Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens. And the Karen, she's been charged with regards to that video footage that came out a couple of months ago. Were the steel bracelets put on her wrist? I hope so. Karen doing too much. Terrell Owens late night, wherever he lives, I forget. Random thought. Salute to the Brooklyn Nets. Not that I give a fuck about them, but they got rid of the coach, Steve Nash. Yeah, he was trash. I hope they don't bring in the coach who's been suspended up in Boston. Oh, God. Please don't do that. Oh, my God. Please don't do that. If the signal stops, I'll just stop this live. Give me a second. I'm here in the Mercedes RV. As you can see, at the University of California in Berkeley. Give me a second. Let me try and turn this thing around. He's doing his job. I'm not going to clown him. I'm not going to, give him a hard time. Hopefully the stream isn't breaking up on me. Give me a second. I'm gonna try and go down to one of the streets and finish talking to you. Sacramento. A weird vibe. And I was in Sacramento for hours and hours and hours. I'm just going to say again, a weird fucking vibe. I don't think I'll ever go back, to be honest with you. I went to the Railroad Museum in Sacramento, if anybody knows of that place. The Railroad Museum. Okay, these parking spots are restricted. Berkeley, California is where I'm at, for those of you who know the area. Got a lot of people walking around with their heads in their fucking mobile phones. Somewhat daring you to hit them. It's got that real, just that weird fucking vibe here. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna pull over here and finish up this live. Something very, very, very important to me. Maybe it won't be to you, but on my Instagram page, Troy Terrain. On my Instagram page, I went to the Turtle Bay Museum and the park. I say again, the Turtle Bay Museum and Park in Redding, California. Now, what drew me to that location, and I hope this is of interest to some of you, the Sundial Bridge. Please do me a favor. Google that when time permits. The Sundial Bridge. I took so many pictures and video footage. Fascinating. Fascinating. Sundial Bridge. Hold on a second. Okay. So the point of, again, me going to Turtle Bay, the museum, it's a non-profit organization, but it's huge though. It's fucking huge. Was to see that Sundial Bridge in person, to walk on it, and it was well worth the trip. Okay. All right. It's getting a little crowded here now. I got motherfuckers backing up into my goddamn view. It's time for me to get the fuck out of here, man. I think that's all I can think of. Yeah, man, condolences. Condolences to Takeoff. Hopefully he has some material that, you know, goes beyond what I know just the Migos to be about. Who was that said the Migos were bigger than the Beatles? Was that Quavo? Or was that Offset? One of those guys said they were bigger than the Beatles. Now, at the time, I just said, huh? I'm not gonna lie. I said, fuck out of here, because they hadn't, you know, in my opinion, done anything by way of social commentary. You know, it was one of those guys who would be, now maybe by way of sales, okay, bigger than the Beatles. But then again, you know, if you look at Vanilla Ice's sales in comparison to Tupac, Vanilla Ice outsold Tupac. No disrespect to Vanilla Ice, but I don't think he's in anybody's top 100 in terms of being the best rapper. That's not to clown him. It's not to clown Vanilla Ice. But when I heard one of those guys from the Migos say that, I said, okay, all right, well, whatever. I don't know if they've done anything by way of social commentary or, anything that really offered the new generation something to make them step their game up. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Before I forget, before I go, the rapper Designer. I saw Designer crying on, I guess, his live, and then a couple of people picked up, the clip and they reposted it. I saw it on Vlad TV. He seemed very, very broken up. And I'm not going to clown on him for crying on a live. I mean, sometimes people don't know how to contact the ones that they care about or love, so they make a live and other people tag them. But here's something that I found to be interesting. Designer said, I can't live like this anymore. Did anybody catch that? He said, I can't live like this anymore. That spoke volumes to me. Now, he came in the game with a bang, and then, you guys would say, oh, he fell off. I'm not going to say he fell off. Sometimes you get so much success so fast that you lose your footing. Your team is not ready for that type of success. He was lit when he first popped off. Yes, Designer? So let me say this to you, young man, if anybody wants to convey this message to Designer from Star. This could be a teachable moment for you, young man, and maybe this is what will spark something within you. I kind of liked him. I'll be honest with you. I thought he reminded me of Busta Rhymes, but I thought he had his own flow, his own swag. Designer, if you're serious about what you said, I can't live like this anymore. Maybe this will spark something in you to give us something deeper than, just smashing bitches. I'm so high. Look at what I'm driving. Yada, yada, yada. Ooh. Maybe this will spark something within him. That's what he said. I can't live like this anymore. He probably experienced so much hatred, so many leeches, so many cutthroat, backstabbing, conniving niggas and bitches. Maybe that's what, kind of derailed his, I'll just say, art. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say art. He had a lot of swag, man. Designer. Again, not trying to clown him. Takeoff's death may now inspire him to give us something different. Does that make sense? Yes, no, maybe? I don't know. All right. I'm getting back on the road. Enjoy your days. Thank you for your support. I'm going to get the GoFundMe launched at some point. Just give me some time. I mean, every day I've been waking up and so motivated and just making stop after stop. And I'm doing a lot of walking. I'm not just, driving by these places. I'm actually going inside because I need to absorb as much as I can of these places that I've never been to. Thank you for understanding that this will help the Star Report. When I sit there and I'm talking about these trending topics and these stories, all this research that I'm doing right now will help. It always has. I've always put boots to the ground. I always go to the places that I talk about, or the places that I think are the most tragic or the most inspiring to me personally, and it helps. So thank you for your support. I don't want to end on a bad note, but I will say this again. Please do not email me saying, let's do lunch. I'll buy you drinks. If you've never supported this machine, I'm not interested. I'm not going to sit down and let you pick my brain over some fucking drinks. No thanks. A lot of people spend thousands at the institutions of learning, colleges, and you're going to be in debt for the rest of your fucking lives. So for me to even get on the phone with you, come on, put some respect on my goddamn name. I'm out here, boots to the ground. Have a good day.